Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a good weekend so far, and welcome to this new video and your daily update on Solana. All right, we're going to do a full update here. We'll talk about some important fundamentals because if you look at the technicals here for Solana, honestly, it's not looking too great, right? The situation is still very similar, where we are trending down a little bit less, right? So we had a very aggressive downtrend starting the 26th of August. Until basically last week Sunday, and since then we've been a little bit more bullish, but we are still making lower highs and still lower lows, which is not great. Like, this needs to break, and for a reason, and we need to find a reason for it to break, and that's why we need to talk about the fundamentals. So that's what we'll do. But just in general, we'll talk about everything that's possible from here. And what you need to know, all right? Because if we look at the fundamentals at this point of time, in combination with the technicals, I would say it's most likely that this will continue. So purely technically, what my prediction is that this will continue, and that we will slowly drop down into 120 and 115, and then at some point of time from that level right there, I think we'll find enough support to at least get back up to 140. All right, so that's my prediction for now. That has been my prediction for the last couple of days as well. But the fundamentals I do think are interesting to talk about here, because if there's basically two things, right? So you have the real fundamentals, so the network usage of Solana and just in general what's going on over there, and then you have, and we talked about that a couple of days ago. Then you have Solana breakpoint coming up relatively soon, and what we know is that Solana tends to rally ahead of Solana breakpoint. So that goes against the other fundamentals, because the other fundamentals are still relatively bearish. The total value locked is still dropping down. The DEX trading volumes are still very low. And then if you look at pump.fund numbers, which, as you can see, is a very, very high percentage of the Solana decentralized exchange transactions. Basically this, so if you look at this, all the lime green is the percentage of DEX trades in coming from pump.fund. So right now 60%, more than 60% is coming from pump.fund, and their volume and their transactions are dropping, which has an effect on Solana, and that's a bearish effect. So that goes against what we know, and that is that ahead of Solana breakpoint, which is in 12 days, I believe, we normally tend to rally. So given that information, I would still say this is most likely, but I do think you need to be prepared for some sort of a breakout, because Solana being relatively strong ahead of every Solana breakpoint, like, one of the main reasons I do think for that is some sort of artificial pumping, right? And that's why I think you need to be prepared. For now, I would say this is most likely, but keep an eye on this level right here, especially at 132 and 133. If we can get some sort of a break above that, you can see a pretty nice structure here, even though it's not completely correct. Like, I should probably draw it like this. You see a pretty nice structure here, and then you have a significant resistance level right here. Like, if for whatever reason, because I do expect some bullish momentum coming from Bitcoin, if for whatever reason Solana is able to break above 132, excuse me, I almost have to sneeze, I will consider buying, regardless of what I'm telling you, because of the sheer fact that Solana breakpoint is coming up. All right, I think fundamentally, looking at the history of Solana in combination with what I expect from Bitcoin as well, by the way, I think that's enough for a long trade. But for that, I would wait for 132 to break, and I would not do something like this with a very high position size. But I do think it's interesting. So keep your eyes on that. Like I said, I wouldn't say I think that's most likely. I think it's most likely we'll continue this bearish market structure. But it's definitely not impossible to turn bullish here. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I think with that, you're optimally prepared for Solana and how to trade it. If you still do have any questions, of course, let me know down in the comments. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.